Hi, everybody. Harry here to talk about what's going on today in the Manhattan Courthouse, where very soon, as early as today, Donald Trump will face an indictment brought by New York District Attorney Alvin Bragg. So last week, you knew that Michael Cohen was the final sort of star witness. They put him last so that he would have maximum impact and also that he would be consistent with the 7 or so other witnesses. Now, there's a provision of New York law that says a defendant, and we know now that Trump is the target. He's been given the chance to testify, which of course he's declining. That person can ask for certain evidence to be presented to the grand jury. And that's what has happened. Trump's team has said, we want you to ask the grand jury to consider the testimony of one Robert Costello. Back to him in a moment. But the grand jury gets to decide whether or not they want to hear from Robert Costello. If they do decide to hear from him, then there'll be probably one other witness tomorrow, again, Michael Cohen back. And that's because Robert Costello's role and the reason why the Trump team want him to testify is essentially to dirty up Cohen. He is a Republican lawyer and a Trump loyalist. And in 2018, when things first were breaking and looking difficult for Michael Cohen in the federal case that eventually he did jail time for, Costello was maybe going to represent him, paid for by Trump. And Costello is the one who delivered the message saying, you have friends in high places, you can sleep well this evening. So that's the kind of sort of mob lawyer that he is. And it was roundly taken at the time to be a kind of promise/threat. All right, but Costello now had all these conversations with Cohen, in fact, wanted to bill him. But once Cohen broke from Trump, Costello broke from Cohen and sent him a bill, but said he wouldn't represent him anymore. Now, this all matters because everything that when they originally did it was protected by attorney-client privilege. And that's the sort of thing that Costello, the lawyer, couldn't talk about. Costello has asserted that in 2018, Cohen waived the privilege. If he did, that would permit Costello to talk about it, but it's only on Costello's word. So we don't know how that might play out. So first, the grand jury will have to say, we want to hear from you. They might say, no, thank you. We don't need to hear from you. If Costello then is permitted to testify and any issues about attorney-client privilege are resolved, then he'll talk to the grand jury and presumably just say a lot of nasty stuff about Cohen and his credibility, a sort of preview of what Trump's main strategy at trial is going to be. Then the DA will call Cohen back to rebut some of these things in a rebuttal case, and then everything will be finally wrapped up. Now, what time in the afternoon might this be? If it's still 3:30 or whatever, maybe there'll be time to vote out an indictment, and potentially at that point, because it's getting late, seal it and have a court the next morning, tomorrow morning, unseal it and issue a summons for Trump and make the whole thing go into motion. Or potentially only Costello tomorrow and Cohen Wednesday, and then the vote. It all puts it up in the air because there could be sort of nothing this afternoon, because it could be that the grand jury doesn't want to hear from him, or that it's protected by attorney-client privilege, or it could go on for a little bit. So this is the sort of postscript rebuttal chapter triggered by Trump's request to hear from Costello. It seems inconceivable to me that it would do anything to actually derail the grand jury's decision, but it has something of an impact on the timing of the charges, which would be as early as today for us to learn about tomorrow, and as late as, I guess potentially a week from today, but seems much more likely Wednesday, because the special grand jury meets on Mondays and Wednesdays. Okay, so there you have it. Costello is going to be proffered to the grand jury tomorrow. We'll see if they accept him, and we'll probably find out about it through leaks, if nothing else. So I'll be back soon to give you the scoop there. Until then, talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.